Yes, we are finally live. Hello and welcome everyone to the After Hours Gaming League. Apple II versus Garmin is what we're rocking today. So we had a bit of trouble. People were a bit late, but we are soon ready to start. Well, there we go. There's the invite to our first game. And we are on a heavy 5-minute delay right now, so I can't really check the chat and everything. I'm gonna try my best, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So Bungie versus Apple II. Okay, sweet. Looks like these teams are actually pretty even. At least we're gonna start it off with an even map, an even match rather. Gold versus gold on Bungie Research Station. And I think everyone is here. I think so. Everyone is ready. Everyone is cool. So we're just waiting for the game to start right now. I haven't casted either of these teams, I don't think. Apple II and Bungie, no. Neither of these teams. Looks like we're waiting for someone. Who's in a game, apparently. So we're kind of waiting for them, I suppose. So all the while we're waiting, I don't know. Hope the microphone isn't too loud and stuff like that. Hope it's all good. Oh! Can you hear that? That's the countdown right there. So we're going into our first game of the night between Apple II and Bungie. I hope the overlay is alright. Hang on, gotta check that for just a quick second. Apple II, Bungie, cool. Scene switcher working mighty fine. As you can see, we have two gold players duking it out today. And we're gonna start us off with a fairly balanced map. Might talk a bit more about that as we get into the game. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the first game, as I've said multiple times, and spawning in the 12 o'clock position rather, representing Apple II, it's Corvinus. Corvinus, kind of cool, kind of corny. As you see, Apple II right here. I think that's kind of an old Macintosh or something. And in the 6 o'clock position, his opponent, representing Bungie, it's Devant. Oh yeah. And so we have a TVC on Bungie Research Station. In general, a fairly balanced map, I think. It might be a bit Zerg favored, but of course Terran can also do a lot of dropping here at the natural. But the reason as to why I say it's a bit Zerg favored, it's kind of open still. A lot of open surfaces right here, and the third base is really exposed to counterattacks from here, from the top. You know, just quite an open map. But as I said earlier, Terran has the drop potential. The natural is very exposed to dropping and stuff like that. So we'll see how these players decide to utilize their small advantages that they've got. And these are in Gold League, as I said, so probably not the best of players in the world, but not the worst either. They're kind of in the middle, somewhere in the middle right there. So Barracks coming down right now for Devant is going to follow it up with a gas. Doesn't look like he's going to go for that early gas and that Reaper, so he might just go for an early command center and prioritize, you know, a higher marine count. But we'll see. He's sending out a scout as well, and our Corvinus is going for that 15 hatch, playing it out a bit risky, but still it's a very common build to go for that 15 hatch and then follow up with either a 15 or 16 pool or something like that. So Devant right now is walling in completely as well. Doesn't want to take any sort of early damage, but as he spots that there is no spawning pool, he realized that Now that second supply depot wasn't really that necessary. Perhaps he should have saved those money and prioritized the command center instead. Now it's going to start the marine production. Hopefully start an orbital command immediately. I want to see that orbital. There we go. As I said, not the worst of players, but not the best of players either. Probably pretty alright though. Gas coming down right now for Corvinus. This is not an aggressive gas in the way. It just allows him to get up. Metabolic boost and also banelings, of course. You know, it allows him to get further in this game. The expansion for Corvinus is about to finish up, and just now is Devant going to start his first command center. So it's a bit behind. He's a bit behind on the expansion timing there, but shouldn't be too large of an issue. Corvinus sending 3 of them immediately into the geyser. You know, it depends on how well our Zerg player drones here and how quickly he goes for his third base. Because right now he's starting a couple of Zerglings, going to be used for scouting, of course, and nothing much more than that. And then starts up his 2 queens. So it does still look like Corvinus has got a pretty decent idea of what's going on in the TVC matchup. I'm not a Terran player, nor am I like a Zerg player. Kind of been playing all of the races this season. Been playing random for some fun. Now Devant finally decided to get up his gas, so he can get up the tech lab. It's a bit too late, but I don't know. The second gas, bit off timing as well. He's a bit low on the minerals now. He's going to be getting a lot of gas. But of course this allows him to get up the early factory, early starport if he decides to go for something like that. So Corvinus right now getting some map control with his Zerglings, hunting this SCV down at the watchtower, getting 1 over here at the 3rd base. He's also got 2 here. I'm not really sure as to why he's got those there. But I guess he feels safe enough with the scouting that he's got going on out on the map right now. So finally that factory is going to be coming down from Devant. We cannot really expect any sort of helium pressure coming out of him. It's a bit too late for that, I have to say. So, hang on, can we do something cute? There we go, it's a best of 5. Yeah, look at that. Glorious. And now Corvinus, we're about to reach the 6-minute mark. We're going to see that. Oh, yes. Calling it, and Corvinus, he knows what's up. We're synced, man. Now Devant going to be getting up that reactor. He's not going to get that tech lab, which is a bit... I don't know if it's weird, but the thing is he's going to delay his stim pack, combat shield, and potential concussive shells for a very long time. But there we go, there's going to be the tech lab instead. He's going to be switching this out for the factory. But as I said earlier, his gas was so late. This means that his Hellions are going to be late as well, and we're already past the 6:30 minute mark, which means that roaches can make their way up on the map very easily pretty soon. So our Zerg player hasn't been droning as heavily as I actually expected him to. He's up to 31 drones compared to the 27 of the Terran player, and that actually favors our Terran player just because of the mules, of course. Mules are in general pretty good. Let's just keep it at that. More drones coming in for Corvinus, lovely to see, and the Roach Warren as well. And as I said, the Hellions aren't going to be doing that much. You need at least 4 or 6 to deal any damage to the drone line, but with the Roach Warren about to finish up, I think our Zerg player is going to be absolutely fine against this. Corvinus has also finished up his 3rd base. He's got creep tumors going, and I think he's in general in a pretty good position. Banshee being started from Devant, and is this an armory? He's going to start an armory? No. Does not look like he wants to go for any sort of Hellbat Banshee. It is a very strong push. I feel like it might be a bit off timing right now, but if he were to go for that armory, it could have been a very strong potential push. So what it does is basically you try to get down the queens, try to kill them off, and then just deal damage with your banshees. That can go basically uncounted. But now Corvinus, he is getting up spore crawlers. He knows that this banshee was a potential. He knows that it is probably on the way. So he's gonna get up spore crawlers. Oh, there was already an armory. I must have missed that. There is an armory up. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so Hellbats are here. Marines are here. Hellions are here. Gonna turn into Hellbats probably. Now Devant is coming with his first banshee right here. Also Marauder's following it up. Marauder, Hellbat just seems really strong in general. But either way, Corvinus has begun roach production. He's already got quite a few out of the map. And remember that roaches have a lot longer range than Hellbats do. So you can kite these endlessly on creep, basically. Just gotta push this back for now. Stimpack is coming up for Devant, but it's not that early. He's been focusing a lot of his attention to this push. And, you know, 1 queen falls, but there are a lot of roaches and 2 queens here, which can easily deal with a banshee. I think Corvinus is going to be absolutely fine against this. So there we go. I just want to see him drone a bit harder. They're up to 39 harvesters, both of them. But I want to see more drones, man. You can't be even with the Terran player. So there we go. 10 more drones are coming in right now, so that is very nice for him. I would also like to see a transition out of the roaches, and there we go. There is the Spire. Has he got any upgrades? Nope. It looks like he's probably going to go for that Mutiling Bling style, and there we go. There's the 1-1 on the melee and Carapace as well. But what has our Terran player actually got right now? He's got 2 Banshees in the air, which are eventually going to kill off these roaches. But he's probably going to lose his entire ground army before that happens. He's got 1 Marauder in here dealing a lot of damage to these roaches. Hellbat transforming in as well, but he's going to get shut down very quickly. Now all of the roaches are basically dead. They're really low on HP. And you know, Corvinus, he invested quite a bit into this, and of course he wanted to make something happen with him. What else he did was he bought time. He bought time to get up more drones. And I was up to 68 compared to the 44 of his opponent. So Corvinus now in a much better position with the drone count. Could also go up to 4th base pretty soon. And go up to 75 harvesters, which is kind of the optimal amount on 4 bases. 65 I think being the optimal on 3 bases. So Scan comes down, spots the spy, spots the 1-1. So are we going to see missile turrets come down? There we go. There are the turrets. First turret. Do we have a second turret? Yes, there it is. So turrets are coming in right now. Devant has got his 3rd base completed in his main base, and he's going to start his own upgrades right now. Corvinus is a bit ahead on the upgrades, but Devant not that far behind. The armor supply is really what makes the difference here. What keeps Devant still even on supply, because he is far behind in the harvester count. But his army is just that much larger, which isn't that weird. Zerg is a really reactive race, and they make army when they need to. Terran, you need to constantly produce army, you need to constantly produce workers as well. So now the 3rd base is going to be landing here for the Devant, but can Corvinus cancel it, or you know, force a lift off or something? He's gonna try. He's got a lot of links here, up to 44 right now. He's gonna move in here just as his 3rd base about to land. He could actually surround this army and do quite a bit of damage, but no, he's gonna back out. The Hellbat's just dealing too much damage. I think they deal 20 base damage versus everything on the ground, so they absolutely roast the Zerglings. Now the Mutalisks are making their way out on the map as well. It's already got 4 of them right here, and it's gonna produce 7 more right now. It's also going to be starting the +2 melee. I'm going to see the +2 Carapace. It's a bit more expensive, so you may have missed that. Just try to start it, but may not have had enough minerals or gas for it. So difficult hooks coming in, as well as the Mutalisk upgrades. I feel like a lot of Zerg players actually neglect the Mutalisk upgrades, and they are really important. You know, Mutalisks can't really trade with Marines at all unless they're upgraded in some way. So right now Devant is going to be moving out on the map. Banelings are coming in, 22 more Zerglings. And the thing is, if he controls well, the Mutalisk can deal with the Banshees pretty easily. But I'll see if he can deal with this ground army. That's a lot of Marine Marauder. He's got a few Banelings there. They have speed now finished. But, oh, can he get to the Marines and deal with them? Yes, he can, sort of. And I think the Mutalisks are going to be able to clean this up now with the support of the Spine Crawlers and reinforcements as well. So that was a pretty cool hold from Corvinus, just barely able to get those Banelings in there and really get the connections that he needed to get rid of that. And on the back of this, Corvinus has expanded to a 4th base as well, so in the income tab he is ahead, but not by a whole lot. He has lost quite a few drones in that. I think there was also something going on here. So it's down to 52 harvesters, and the Terran player is at 49, but he can easily drone back up again, which is what he is doing. But Corvinus is going to go for a counterattack. Looks like he's got a lot of links in position. He could turn these into Banelings, as he's got quite the bank. And yes, there we go, a lot of Banelings coming in right now. Oh, he also made a lot of Spine Crawlers. I guess that's why I lost a few drones as well. Now can he use the Mutalisk to harass here? Ooh, not the best, losing 1 Mutalisk for free. But our turret is nicely positioned all over the base, I think, for our Terran player. So there's really no way for our Zerg player to harass with his Mutalisks. Now 2-2, they're pretty evenly timed. Our Zerg player is going to be ahead on the upgrade timing, there, on the attack upgrade. But in general, they're pretty evenly timed, and this is what you have to keep up with as Zerg and as Terran in this matchup. Can't fall behind in the upgrades, or you're going to be pretty much losing the game. So a lot of stuff to keep up with in the TVC. You know, you need to, Zerg player need to spread his creep, the Terran player needs to clean up the creep, or else you can't really move out on the map. So 8 more Mutalisks coming in right now for Corvinus. He's trying to harass, but there are basically turrets everywhere, and he hasn't got the amount that he needs to deal any sort of damage. So I guess he's gonna try to go up to 8 and perhaps deal with the turret, be able to move in, quickly pick off a turret, move in for the add-ons rather, and then just back out again. But still, he's stuck on Mutaling Bling right now, and what I would love to see from our Zerg player is a transition out of this. I would love to see the Hive almost done right now, at least coming up. And obviously like to see a tech to like Ultralisks or Broodlords. What I found out in just a few games ago, I played my own, in my clan, I played as Terran, and I had a lot of mines, you know, because they're really good. Basically always cost effective. So I had a lot of mines spread out over my base. And what he went for was Broodlords, and they just dealt so much friendly damage to my bio. Because the Broodlings came up really close with my Marina Marauder, and then the mines fired at the Broodlings and just dealt so much damage to me bio. So that's kind of what happened. So it would be cool to see Broodlords here as well. But of course Devant isn't that high on mines in this game. But Devant isn't actually that far behind in supply, and they're pretty even in arm supply, which usually means that he's not behind. Oh my god, the voice crack. He's not that far behind in the work count either. So they're pretty even right now, and of course our Terran player doesn't need any sort of, he just needs the armory to get 3-3, while our Zerg player has to get up the Hive to get 3-3. So our Zerg player is going to end up a bit far behind in the upgrades now. He hasn't even started his Hive, just halfway done with the Infestation Pit for now. Our Terran player is going to be moving out on the map, which means that he cannot deal with these Mutalisks right now, and he can start to deal a lot of damage to this command center and mineral line. Our Zerg player has now spotted this push from our Terran player, but I think he's going to be fine. He's got a huge amount of Banelings, and if our Terran player decides to push out here on creep, oh my god, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. He's trying to split up these Banelings. Oh my god, just dealing so much damage. And here we go, the swarm is just overwhelming right now. And on the back of this, the Mutalisks kill off the command center. Now let's say Corvinus is in a fantastic position to take this game, or at least get into a much better position moving forward, being able to perhaps kill off the third command center as well with his existing army right now. He's also getting a lot of medevacs, and medevacs are pretty expensive. They cost 100 I think, and you want to keep them alive as well as you can. Now Corvinus, he's had enough of this shit. He's going to be moving out right now. He's got a pretty large army, a lot of beings. I can easily take down this command center. Okay, let's do some math. 1500 HP on that command center. Every Baneling deals 80 damage to a structure, which means that it's going to take roughly 20 Banelings to kill a command center, perhaps 19. So has he got that here? Units, he's up to 20 Banelings, and a lot more coming in right now. So I think our Zerg player, if he decides to, he can focus down that natural command center or third command center with a lot of Banelings. Now Corvinus is going to force a cancel here, or perhaps kill off the third or the natural. I always messed that up. He's going to kill off the natural once again. Just get out, please. Can't really deal with with heavily upgraded Marines that well with just Mutalisks. Now it's got a huge Baneling count right here, and the army for Devant is kind of split up. He's trying to cover his natural, trying to cover his main, which leaves the third base completely exposed. And is Corvinus going to utilize this? He has spotted that the entire army is here, and here we go. The SCVs going to be in a bit of trouble here. Oh my god, oh, do it. Oh. And there goes the command center as well. And that's just a lot of damage. Work skill is now 36 to 12, and units lost is still kind of even. Oh, there is the GG, well played. So first game goes to Corvinus right there, and I think, yeah, he was playing for Apple II. So Apple II taking a very quick 1-0 lead there. We just have to do some adjustment here to adjust the score. So Apple II taking a quick 1-0 lead in this match. That was a pretty solid TVC, I have to say. And, you know, they both fought pretty well. I think our Terran player kept up a lot better than I expected him to do, especially in the economy. He wasn't that far behind in the harvest account for a very long time. So, lovely play there from both of these players. And the fun thing about After Hours Gaming League is that a lot of the time matches can be really imbalanced. You know, we have a couple of diamond players perhaps playing against silver and gold players, but sometimes we get these gold versus gold, and then we actually get some pretty good games because they're so evenly matched. But either way, We're ready for game number 2, and it looks like one of the players has some computer issues, and he's probably gonna need to restart that. Well, so we'll be back in a few minutes time. By the way, we're up to 7 viewers right now. We're on a 5 minutes stream delay, so I can't really keep up with the chat that well so far. The only thing that's been going is my moderator kind of hyping away. But lovely to see people here, at least. It's a lot of fun, so happy about that. Whoop, looked like something happened on StarCraft. Here we go. Oh, I got an invite, so it looks like we're already good to go. Hang on. There we go. Okay, cool. We're going to be entering the lobby right now, and yeah, we're still waiting for what was his name? Oh, he left. Arbiter 0. How many played Brood War? Arbiter was kind of cool. Not just kind of cool, it was pretty cool. And I was like 6 or 7 when I played Brood War, so I don't even know. Oh, so how are people doing now? It's pretty late here. No, it's not late, but it's a lot later here than in the US. It's like 8 p.m. right now for me. And when I joined the lobby, someone welcomed me with a good morning. I was like, what the fuck? Been up all day. It's kind of fun with all the time zones and stuff like that. But how was the sound in that previous game? I hope it was pretty good. It's usually pretty alright. And hope the stream didn't lag. I've lowered the FPS to 45, which should be a lot better. Since StarCraft 2 is pretty CPU intensive, you know, on its own. I couldn't really go up to like 55 and 60 FPS, stuff like that, because it just killed my StarCraft. And it just wasn't worth it because I still couldn't run the game at 60 FPS. So I lowered it to 45, and hopefully it's still pretty alright. No Arbiter 0 here just yet. Fortunate that he had to fix his computer problems, but sometimes technology messes with you. If you haven't done it just yet, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. That's some kind of cool stuff. I don't use Twitter a whole lot, but sometimes I update when I go live with other stuff like SCV Rush and things like that. And you can also check out afterhoursgaming.tv, which is the main website for this tournament. Hopefully most of you know about it by now. And also my YouTube channel, if you're interested, it should be right there on the screen. I've uploaded quite a lot of games there, which I've casted a long time ago from Reddit. I've done VODs from this tournament, from After Hours Gaming League, and also for my clan, done some stuff. Okay, it looks like Arbiter 0 is back. At least he is back on Mumble, so it should be here in just a couple of seconds, or minutes at least. Okay, nice stuff. Hang on. There we go. Okay, is he back? Is he back? No, he's not back. All this waiting, guys, but what can you do? I don't feel like it's worth it to take a break, go to some kind of break screen. I think it's a lot more fun to just sit here, do some random shit, and just talk about stuff. But I've kind of ran out of things to say. Arbiter Zero is here. Let's go. We are ready with our second game of the night, and it's going to be on Secret Spring. Kind of a funky map. Okay, so I think we're ready to start. Okay, everyone's ready. And we're about to go into game number 2, please. And it's going to be a gold versus turn. Oh, versus platinum. Gold versus turn, oh my god. Which you will be able to see on the loading screen in just a few seconds. I do have a scene switcher nowadays, so a few weeks ago I always forgot about switching the scenes. So I'd be like introducing people, the players, and I would still be in the camera scene or whatever. Also, it would be great if someone were to follow on Twitch. I go live every Sunday with After Hours Gaming League, of course, which is a lot of fun. But either way, let's start the second game off by introducing our players. The current score is 1-0 in favor of Apple 2. And representing Apple 2 in the bottom left side is the one who we waited for quite some time. He had some computer issues, but it's here now, and his name is Arbiter Zero. And at the top right side, his opponent, representing Bungie, it is Chuck Dickens. What the? I don't even know. But either way, it's going to be a ZVP on Secret Spring. Kind of a funky map. You have this thing going on, and this thing going on. And you have the in-base natural, of course, but you have a pretty hard to secure third base here, at least for Zerg players. I know a lot of Zerg players don't particularly like this map, so we'll see how this game turns out. See a very early scout from Arbiter Zero going on for after a 9 pylon, and this is I guess it's just to scout out the spawning pool. If Chuck Dickens were to go for a pool or anything like that, he would be able to spot it. But at the same time, he went for a pylon first in his main base. It's more standard to go for this sort of 9 scout if you're going for a Forge Fast Expand, for example. But on this map, not really that viable. Either way, Chuck Dickens is gonna go for the in-base hatchery. That would be super cool. He's up to 250 right now. Is gonna drop it up here, or is he gonna drop it in the main base of Arbiter Zero? Please drop it here. Please, I beg you. No, he's gonna try to drop it up here. And he actually blocks it himself with another drone. Pretty unfortunate start there for him. But Arbiter Zero is going to be going for that Forge Expand. Not a huge fan of this on this map. It is a pretty small map. But the Forge Fast Expand is really to wall off larger areas. Not for this small ramp. Could instead go for Gateway and the Cybercore, and he'd be far ahead on tech compared to what he's going to be right now. Because this delays his Gateway, it delays his Cybernetics Core as well. And it prevents him from doing anything aggressive except for cannon rushing, of course. The Nexus is going to be going down. Arbiter Zero going for that Forge first, just to be safe, and then following it up with a Nexus. So we're going to be going into a pretty macro heavy game here, I hope, at least. I think so. And there we go, Arbiter Zero going for that Gateway, which allows him to wall this off with 1 Silhouette right here. So it still looks like he's got this planned out pretty nicely for him. Now Chuck Dickens is going to be finishing up his natural at about the same time. He's going to be finishing up his spawning pool, so you can get double queen up very quickly, and then just get up to 4 queens and just start spreading creep heavily, covering this entire map in creep. But either way, Arbiter's here right now, saving all of his drones, saving the very damaged one as well, and he's going to be starting his first cannon here. But Chuck Dickens' spot is he knows he can't really be aggressive, and hopefully he's going to react by dropping down a very early third base. But we'll see what he decides to do. Arbiter's here now, going for double gas on 20 supply. Very standard stuff, allows him to get basically anything. You know, Stargate, sure. Twilight, sure. Robo, not a problem. He can get anything he wants to, and I do actually, I don't know, Stargate is kind of good on this map due to this airspace right here. Come in with an Oracle and just deal some fun damage. But at the same time, I don't know if he, I don't know. Arbiter's here was in Platinum League, Chuck Dickens is in Gold, and he's going to try to block the third base. This is so cool. If you can get a pylon off right here, that would be pretty sick. But there are 8 Zerglings on the way, rather. So, I'm going to be able to prevent that. Or if Arbiter's here try to go for a proc or something. We don't know. The Cybernet's core has finished. Is going to drop any sort of tech. We're at 530. I would expect some sort of tech build and to come down within the minute. Or it could just go for a large gateway attack with some +1 or something. But we will see. The third base is trying to go down for Chuck Dickens right now. He's hunting down this drone. He's got 8 links on the job. And finally, he gets full-ons around. He's going to drop that third base. Is he? Nope. He's going to send it back into his main. So, he's going to stick for two bases for now. And there is the Stargate coming down inside the main base. And as I talked about a bit earlier, Oracles can do a lot of damage on this map due to that large airspace up here. There's also a decent amount of airspace down here. Nothing ridiculous like on Catalina, for example. And I was going to be chrono boosting out the warp gate, which is kind of interesting. He hasn't got a lot of gateways coming or anything. So I think this is just a chrono boost dump. I don't know why he's chrono boosting that out. Just to be a bit safe, at least with his 1 gate or something. I don't know. The Stargate finishes up right now, but there are Spore Crawlers already coming in for our Zerg player. And he's probably not going to be taking too much damage from this. And Arbiter's here is actually going for Phoenixes here. So he doesn't want to go for that Oracle to try to deal economic damage. Instead, he's going to try to get map control with Phoenixes. Probably follow it up with a Robotics very soon. Like, very soon. To, of course, prevent any sort of Ling Hydra damage to him. And he's still on 1 gate. This just baffles me a bit. I would like to see more gates come down pretty soon, as he's still high on Chrono Boost. And there we go. There's the robot I talked about earlier. And there we go. More gates coming down as well. Really nice here. Roach Run is coming down. Larry's coming down. But I'm still surprised Chuck Dickens is on 2 bases. He's been on 2 bases for a bit too long. And he's kind of oversaturated here. Not really in his main though. But I would love to see that third base go down. It should have gone down at roughly 6 minutes. I don't know. My Zerg timings aren't on point, so to speak. But he's getting down a third Spore Crawler just to keep these overloads safe. A natural reaction, I assume. What is he going to do with his Roach Run, really? Oh my god, it's starting second layer as well. I don't really know what is going on here. He's got double Evo Chambers. He's going to go into ranged and probably Carapace as well. Anything else would be silly. But I would also love to see a Heartless Den come down pretty soon. Pluto saying in the chat that I am a bit quiet. Right, I tried to speak up for this game, and you know, in the next game I'll try to raise my microphone volume. Well, I can do that just now. It only takes a matter of seconds. Oh, we changed back out. Okay, let me know how it is now. Sorry about that. But Arbiter Zero now going to be starting up that Immortal, going to be starting the Robotics Bay as well. And he's going to have a pretty decently timed Colossus at least. It looks like he's got this build ordered pretty damn well thought out. And this is very similar to a build I used to do quite a while ago. But anyway, Chuck Dick is now going for that third base at the 10-minute mark. It's still late. Not a huge fan of this. And Arbiter Zero is keeping him in this base as well. Arbiter Zero is in a good position. He's going for a really solid build. I'm expecting him to go for Voider Colossus composition, which you know, is good. It's just the Voiders can deal with the potential Corruptors, and you know, you can get Phoenixes up when you need to because of that. You have that Stargate down. You know, it's solid build if you take on to High Templars later on. But Morgate was finishing up right now for Arbiter Zero, and I would love to see him get a third base as well. He's been at 2 bases for a very long time, and he's gonna end up far behind in the income soon as our Zerg player finishes up his third base. So unless he deals damage relatively soon with this push that he's got, I don't think he's going to be in that great of a position. But I do think he's got the potential to deal quite a bit of damage. Armor Supply right now is favoring our Zerg player, and the Hydralisks are starting to make their way out on the map. But with the Colossus coming up, and with the Colossus range about halfway down, I think our Protoss player is going to be just fine against these Hydralisks. What our Zerg player needs in this position is Vipers. Early Vipers against this build are so good. Go for like a 10-minute infestation pit, allows you to get a very early hive and very early Vipers. But as you can see, our Zerg player is stuck on pure Roach Hydra, which isn't the best. Trade's alright in lower numbers, but once the Protoss reaches kind of a death ball form, you can't deal with that without Vipers. Blinding Cloud and Abduct is just super strong. And let's have a look at the upgrades, shall we? Our Zerg player has finished the 1-1, while our Protoss is about to finish his +1 right now. Griffith Spine's coming in. Metabolic Boost, that's actually pretty late. Where is it? There it is. It's actually pretty late for our Zerg player, but not a huge deal, as I don't think Zerglings are going to be a main part of his army composition. Armor Supply right now is still pretty even, but it looks like our Protoss player is ready to push out. That's kind of what happens when you have this weird walling going on. It's hard to get back and defend against fast units like Mutalisk, for example. Arbiter Zero is scouting out what is going on, and I think he's going to be pretty pleased with what he sees. He hasn't got that many force fields available to him. In the units count, you see this got 2 sentries, and that's all of them right here, 2 of them right here. But still, he can force field quite a bit with those. He's got 8 force fields available. There's 3 of them going down, 4 of them. 5th one, kind of a waste, but still, he cut off a small part of that army. And he hasn't got a forward pylon coming. This is pretty bad for him. He needs that forward pylon pretty quickly. Or a third base if he wants to transition out of this. He's going for that War Prism instead, which I guess does the job just fine. The Chuck Tickers are losing so many overloads here, oh my god. And as you can see in the units lost, he has lost quite a bit more in this game. And now this third base is under siege, but I think our Zerg is actually in a pretty decent position to take care of this army. Most stocks are reinforcing though, and he's not trying to get down at Colossus. So Force is actually doing quite a bit for our Protoss player there as well, zoning out a lot of the units. And now this third base is going to be falling. It looks like Arbiter Zero is going to be taking the second game for Apple II as well. But remember that he is still on 2 bases, about to mine out his main base. So if Chuck Dickens can hold on here and perhaps get up okay, either way, and perhaps get up a new third base, but I just don't see it happening. He's got few roaches out. That's basically it. Armor Supply 76 to 52 right now, and with the War Prism joining in here. Where's the War Prism? Oh, it's going into the main base to try to do some harassment. I just don't see this working out for Chuck Dickens. He's trying to go for a counterattack with the Zerglings, but it's going to be pretty rough for him. The War Prism might actually fall to this Bone Crawler. Nope, he gets out, but the one in the natural, nope, that's gonna happen. Now Chuck Dickens is going to get in with this. Oh no. Stocks here, and do they have Blink? I don't think so. Nope. But there we go, Arbiter Zero finally deciding to go for it. Just push up, try to take down this hatchery right here. More roaches and Hydralisks are coming in, but as I said earlier, he needs Vipers to deal with this sort of composition. And he also needed an earlier third base. He needed more stuff in general. But he's getting a pretty good fight here. Sony had quite a bit of the Protoss army here. And, but still, he's not taking the best fight right now. A lot of his roaches are actually not shooting. And the Immortal is dealing so much damage, up to 7-8 kills right now. The Immortal does fall, and he's got quite a few Queens left. He can do some nice transfusion action. And can he hold on? He might actually be able to hold on. His Colossus is joining the fray now and dealing quite a bit of damage. And the Overloads are starting to fall for Chuck Dickens as well. But he's gonna hold on here. This is actually pretty surprising to me. Just the fact that there was no forward pylon manages. Oh, okay. Yeah, he held, but he lost quite a bit at the natural there. So he does hold. He's got quite a few units remaining. And look at the army supply. Oh, in the supply count, right? It's 47 drones to 21. Is our pro display going to transition out of this? He's gonna get up a nexus of his own. The natural does fall as well. Ugh. But still, he holds. If he could double expand or something right now, he might be in a decent position. Still, he's got quite the bank, but so does our Protoss player. I don't know. I just don't know. Arbiter Zero is not going to get this third base up. This is very nice for Chuck Dickens. He's going to deny this with the circling police. Oh, yes, he blocks it just barely. So he's going to be denying this base for now. And that's just, that's really important for him. Because our Protoss player, as I said earlier, is almost mined out in his main base. And that is natural as well. Jesus Christ. Both of these bases are actually barely mining still. In the income, it's 500 to 1200, so you can see the difference there between one base and two bases. Now Chuck Dickens, he's only got one base coming up. I'd love to see him to go like crazy on the expansion and just try to take a risk, try to get back into it by just going crazy, because he's not going to win this race just going up to two bases. He's already lost way too much in terms of drones and in terms of mining. He hasn't been mining for a very long time, so there we go. There's the third base coming up. Lovely to see. But if you would have liked to see that a bit earlier, though, so we could have finished at roughly the same time as this base. And oh my god, he's almost completely mined out in his main base. August right now is still 1-1 to the +1. He hasn't started any new ones. If we look back at the armor supply, it's 67 to 35, and in the work supply, our Protoss player is far ahead as well. As you can see here, very true from our Apple player. You can kill these rocks and try to delay the next push to just try to get up his third and the natural once again and begin mining from those. But I don't think it's going to be good doing that. Instead, it's going to try to go for a counterattack at this third base location. And I don't think it's going to be that successful because of the slow queens and his army being really small compared to the one of our Protoss player. He's got the War Prism here as well, our Protoss players. You can do some harassing over at this third base later on. Arbiter is going to scout just with a probe, not sending out any hallucinations or anything. Whoops, it is. He's scouting with probes instead, the old classical way. Now Chuck Dickens, if you can actually get this third base, that might be pretty good for him, but our Protoss player is very nearby. Oh, he does cancel it though, that's very nice for him. And if he can save a lot of his units here, yeah, why cancel that exactly? Chuck Dickens, you have to run now. Run and produce units. Getting 3 roaches and 2 idlers. Also trying to get up to a spire. You have to kill these rocks quickly to buy time. These are very low. They only have 500 HP. And yes, he's gonna kill them off actually. And our Protoss player is still hesitating. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's losing his opportunity. There we go. The rocks are down, and now these have 2000 HP. But still, though, this is a pretty large army from Arbiter Zero, and this is not going to delay him by that much. Hyler's getting a few free shots off, but not that large of a deal. You know, Chuck Dickens is constantly reinforcing this with units, but he's still so low on drones. He's up to 3 bases, but he's not mining from this base. He's barely mining from this base, and he's certainly not mining from this base. So, it would actually be pretty good for him to transfer away these units over to the third base. Now Arbiter Zero warping in 4 more zealots, and he's going to be taking down this hatchery, I think, relatively quickly. Chuck Dickens has smelled this out though, and is going to be moving over here right now. But every single trade is going to be cost inefficient for him, because he's just not mining. He's just not mining as much as our Protoss player is going to be doing in a matter of minutes. He's also got High Templars out of the map, which are in general just cost effective, because 1, you can get Archons with them, and 2, you can have Storm. Archons are really cost effective against Zerg because 1, they deal additional damage against biological units, and 2, there is no EMP or anything to remove their shields. I don't know, I made that second one up, but it's true still. So now finally Chuck Dickens did decide to main out some drones over to that expansion, and he's going to be picking up in income relatively soon here. Pluto, is the stream dead for you? The stream is working just fine for me, and I don't know. The stream works fine for me. I think just restart the stream, or refresh rather in Chrome. But Arbiter, he's looking for another base hit, but it's just giving Chuck Dickens time to get back into this game. Still, he's got a huge advantage and a lot of Archons here. I don't know. It's going to be really hard for Chuck Dickens to do it on there. This is Army, and he's got Transfuse available to him, but Transfuse can only do so much, and these Corruptors aren't going to do anything either. Chuck Dickens spots this right now. Is he just going to leave, or is he going to try to take the engagement? Looks like he's going to try to take the fight. He's up to over 100 supply right now, 158 to 101, but armor supply is 74 to 113. It's going to be a tough hold, but we saw him hold the previous time. He might be able to hold it again. Who knows? And 3 more Corruptors are coming in. He needs an absurdly high Corruptor count to deal with this, and a very good engagement. Oh, but Zero is still hesitating though. I have no idea why. I really don't know why he's hesitating. He must know that he's far ahead to kill off all of the drones here, kill off the natural, and now Chuck Dickens is running. He's like, nope, I'm going for the counterattack, boy. But just gonna get smelled up by the Zero. Oh, he spots 1 queen, but it doesn't react to it. Oh my god. And it looks like we're gonna get a base race here. There is no way Chuck Dickens can take on this army, and he knows it. He's gonna try to go for the only thing that he can do, which is the base race. But I think he's still gonna be losing that. He hasn't got as much DPS as Arbiter Zero does. Arbiter Zero can warp in units at home to defend. He's also got cannons in some decent positions. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult for Chuck Dickens to take this game. Arbiter Zero completely wrecking the main base of Chuck Dickens right now. Going to lose an observer to the spore crawl there. But that's pretty much the only thing Chuck Dickens is going to kill with that. Another large stalker warp in coming in at home, which is not going to be enough to fend off this push in any way, but it can deal damage to it. And just pulling, oh my god, Arbiter Zero, please split up your army. Oh my god, keep attacking with these zealots. You don't need those to defend. Arbiter Zero have to 173 supply right now to the 88 of Chuck Dickens. And I mean this is just so weird. Arbiter Zero hasn't made the best of decisions, but he just outmacroed his opponent and killed off too much earlier on. The corrupted count is pretty high actually, and he might be able to kill off these Colossus, but that's not going to be enough in any way. Just because this Zerg army is so small, and there we go. I think that is going to be that. Oh no, Chuck Dickens trying to run. But Devon, who played in the previous game, he knows it's over. Chuck Dickens refuses to give up right now. Still got 1 mining base going on, even though it's almost mined out. Yeah, or he's just doing some scouting. He wants to see how far behind he actually is, or something. I don't know. There's the GG. And game number 2 goes to Apple II. Oh yeah. So, hang on, I gotta do something with the chat first. There we go. So we're gonna change this to a 2-0 lead currently for Apple II. Sweet stuff. There we go. Okay, so a pretty cool game. Oh, we're up to 11 viewers. Hello and welcome, people. Lovely to see. So that was kind of a pretty straightforward game. Was, you know, a really good hold from Chuck Dickens, but Arbiter Zero was just a better player. He was in Platinum League, Chuck Dickens was in Gold, so it was to be expected, really, the outcome of that game. But now we have a 2-0 lead for Apple II, which you can see, no, the other way around. Wait, hang on, I got this right up there. Yes. 2-0 lead for Apple II. And Bungie, they need to win the next game, or else they have lost this best of 5. So, but I think we're about to set up the 3rd game, though. And we're almost ready with it. But still 11 viewers. That's pretty lovely to see a lot of people here. If you want to, feel free to follow on my Twitch channel. Of course, you can follow here on Twitter as well. I go live with quite a lot of StarCraft to stuff, you know, like to custom PSV Rush and stuff like that as well. But I'm gonna be here every Sunday, so if you want to know where I go when I go live and stuff like that, leave a follow. Also, on the YouTube channel that you can see here on the overlay, I have a lot of VODs from After Hours Gaming League and a lot of other stuff that I've done earlier. So if you want to, check it out. But we have been invited to the third game, as you can see. That is kind of cool. You can see the StarCraft 2 at the same time as you can see my face. So looks like Bungie may have a good opportunity here to take a game, because they have a platinum player, and Apple are rocking with a gold player. There we go. Okay, so are we ready? I don't know. Still waiting for the host to start again. How is everyone doing tonight? It's night for me. Probably not night in the US. I'd actually like to know who's here. I assume there are a lot of people from Apple and Bungie here. At least the majority of you should be. But the countdown, as you probably can hear, has begun and it has finished. And we're going to be loading into Expedition Lost this time. And ooh, I didn't check how good the Apple player is. This is the Apple player, by the way, because they had a gold player lined up and then it switched him out for this dude, and I forgot to check him. So I don't know how good he is. All I know is that Bungie, they are rocking a platinum player for this one. But either way, the current score is 2-0 in favor of Apple. So Bungie, they have to take this game, and the one player that can do it for them is Connor. Oh yes, sick introduction. And it's spotting at the bottom left hand side of Expedition Lost. And the top right side, we don't know how good he is, we don't know who he is, but he is representing Apple, and he is Aroban. At least that's how it's pronounced, I think so. Aroban. Aroban. Yeah, cool. Kind of like aerobic, but Aroban. Okay. Either way, Expedition Lost TVC. Not a huge fan of this map. I don't think a lot of Zerg players are. Just because of this. Very exposed third base. This exposed third base. So you have to go... I don't know. It's going to be hard to defend this base. And there's a lot of drop potential as well for our Terran player, rather. It's important to keep an eye on the rocks back here as well. Because if these get taken down, you're in a lot of trouble. In a lot of potential trouble, at least. But we'll see how these players play it out. Connor, it looks like he's going to be opening up with a very macro heavy build. Probably going for a 15 hatch or a 15 pool. Nope, 15 pool it's going to be. So not that greedy this time. And I don't really know which one actually gets you more drones. If it's the queen early one, you know, with an early spawning pool you get an earlier queen, and you get more inject lava, yada yada yada. But if you go for hatchery, of course, you get the earlier hatchery, which means earlier lava. I don't know the math on that. Aroban right now, he's going to be finishing up his barracks, going to be finishing up his refinery as well. So it looks like he's going for that Reaper opener. As soon as he reaches that 50 gas, going to be starting up that Reaper. Connor now has to drop down his expansion, and you can see the difference here between a 15 hatch and a 15 pool. Roughly the expansion finishes at the same time as the pool does. So here's kind of the opposite. You drop down the hatchery when the pool finishes, so it's definitely delay there on the hatchery. Kana actually messing up with the overload there, forced to do a drone trick with that extractor to get his final drone out. Oh, so this is kind of cool. I was totally expecting Robin to go for the Reaper first, but instead he goes for the Marine first. And he goes for second barracks. I was totally expecting him to go for a factory. I was expecting an early factory for early handlings and stuff like that. But instead he's going for the early barracks, which is going to delay his command center, unfortunately. And this is going to put him pretty far behind unless he deals damage with these barracks that he's getting. He's getting a tech lab up right now, so he's not going to go for any sort of strong marine push, I don't think. But Robin does scout everything out. He gets a full-on scout with this SCV. Doesn't see the gas, I don't think. Hang on, can we do this cutely? Yes, there we go. Cutely, is that even a word? I don't know. Robin, as you can see, he didn't see any of the geysers here, so he doesn't know that Kana has got it down, but it's still not mining, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Getting the drones in there right now. And now Robin, he's getting up his factory, but, you know, prioritizing barracks over factories, I don't know if I like that, to be honest. And he still hasn't dropped down his command center. Getting a bit worried here for Robin. It feels like he has to deal damage with this fairly soon, or Kana is just going to out-macro him completely. But we will see. Drones are still being produced from Kana, and he's getting a bit supply blocked in this game, unfortunately. He's still platinum. Remember that Kana is the platinum player. Robin is was unranked, but he could be pretty good as well. Who knows? And I was gonna go for the engineering bay. I just don't like the way he's planned this out, just because he's delaying his command center. He spotted the expansion of our Zerg player like a long time ago, and he knows that he's gonna end up far behind in the economy. But perhaps he's gonna go for some sort of cute stim pack timing that just barely deals enough damage, or just barely kills our Zerg player. We'll see. And yes, Sukaman, welcome to the party. Yes, I do have a face. Currently not in the best of shape, but still I do have a face. But yeah, Sukaman, I met him over at Reddit. He basically got me into casting, and well, I had been casting quite a while ago, but still, he basically inspired me to start casting once again, so that's a lot of fun. Now the Roach Warren Embaling Nest is coming down right now for Kana, so I guess the Roach Warren is to deal with any potential Hellion harass, which isn't coming whatsoever, because Robin has got this weird build. I don't even know what's going on. It still hasn't started his command center, and as to what it looks like right now, I have to give the advantage to Kana in this game. Bungie, looks like they may be surviving here for one game longer, so probably tying it up, but still it's not over yet. Lair coming in right now for Kana. He's going to be getting up a couple of more Zerglings because I think he's pretty confused. I'm not too sure he knows what is going on right now. But Robin, he's finally pushing out. Is going to go for a command center, or is he going to go for a deadly push at the front? Looks like he's going to go for a push at the front. And he's followed up with the command center or something. Remember that he does have stim, he doesn't have combat shield, which means that he can deal a lot of damage with Baneling connections. He does have Baneling Nest finished, he does have the Roach Warren finished, so I don't think Kana is going to have any problems holding this up. He's got 3 queens as well, and 16 Moldings coming in. It shouldn't be a problem for him. But there's a medevac coming out as well, and you know, if a Robin split surprisingly well here on creep, I don't know. There is no Baneling speed, of course. And Mr. Bump, boy, you're trolling Mr. Sukaman. He's so nice. But either way, Robin is pushing up right now. He has stimmed as well. But Kana is gonna run in here with a lot of links, and there we go. I think he's pushing this back without a problem right now. Robin forced to load up. He lost quite a bit there, but managed to save a lot as well with his medevac. But now Robin still hasn't. It was a nice hold, but he was so far ahead already with the economy. He should have held that without a problem, which he did. So now finally Robin is going to be going for that command center, but he's just so far behind right now. Kana can basically go for a large push with a lot of Zerglings, Banings, and Roaches and just take this game if he decides to. By the way, this is so weird. Like, only 4 Zerglings can attack these rocks at one time. It looks like, you know, you can at least squeeze 2 more in there. But nope, only 4 Zerglings. By the way, we're up to 15 viewers. Absolutely insane. Great to see. Centrifugal hooks is coming up as well for our Zerg player, and double evil chamber as well as a macro hatchery. Oh, and a third base. He's going really heavy on the macro, as what it looks like. Doesn't really want to end this game right here, right now. So command center for Aeroban halfway done currently, but let's have a look at the income, shall we? Connor hasn't been droning as heavily as I would have liked him to. I guess he was a bit afraid. He didn't really know what was going on in this game. But I would love to see him go back to droning pretty soon and just get even further ahead. You get one more lava. Mr. Bump, thank you for that. You get one more lava apparently from Hatch first. So Robin, he has loaded up a lot of stuff into these medevacs right now. And he can take down this third base, or could go into the natural, but a lot of links are coming out right now. He hasn't got any upgrades finished for him though, and I do think our turn player has finished a +1 attack. So this could deal a lot of damage if Kana doesn't prepare for it. But Kana, can he get into position please? Hasn't got that many banelings either. But he's gonna stream in right now. The Marine Marauder are actually in a pretty good position. There's not a potential for a full-on surround. But there we go, it's forcing a lift up once again. Could go into the main or something, but it's not gonna do... Yeah, he's gonna do that. It's gonna go over to the natural at least. Spire is about halfway down, so we can't really get out any Mutalisk to deal with these medevacs just yet. Oh, the sick Duke. He's gonna unload here and now take down the third base. I'll be so sick if he focuses it down. Focuses it down. There we go. I think... Oh, he's gonna get the third base even. Karna messing up here a bit, not really keeping an eye on these medevacs. So that was a pretty good snipe actually for Robin. Yep. And ooh, this could actually get him back into the game. Go back to arm splites, 39 to 26, and in the income 47 to 31. Yeah, Circle player's pretty far ahead there, but he still hasn't got that that third base going. And by the way, guys, if you're ever interested in the income, you know, while I'm looking at other stuff, you can see it up here. See that they're still pretty even on the income, but you see the worker here and the army and everything, all that stuff you see up there. Because hopefully the resolution is high enough for you to see that. But now 50 Mutalisks are going to be making their way out on the map, and I don't think there are any turrets. There's one Widow Miner in position to sort of deal with Mutalisk aggression, but there aren't any turrets here to deal with this in any form or shape. But I think, I don't know. Robin, I don't think he has the best of multitasking either. Let's go to the APM. He's up to 80, 84, 85, not too bad. So we'll see if he can react accordingly to these Mutalisks as soon as he spots them. But now Kana, hopefully he can start to pick off like add-ons and stuff like that. But ooh, my Widowmine is getting into position. If he clumps these up, the Widowmine can do a lot of damage. Third base is going to be finishing right now for our Zerg player Kana once again, which was, you know, sniped off earlier, but he's also going for a fourth base as well, and I like this. I think, you know, when you lose a base, you have to get back into it very quickly and start to you know, get ahead once again as a Zerg player. So going for that double expand, I think, is a great decision for Robin. Relax, Zuckerman, it's absolutely fine. We are kind of homies. It's cool, even though we've never like talked. We've casted each other's games and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. But either way, Robin is now going for a huge death drop, and these rocks haven't been cleaned up. It's gonna drop over here. I don't think he knows what's going on. He's reacting. Why hasn't he gotten the army out? He's just got pure Zerglings, and he can't deal with this in any morphing into Banelings right now. It needs Banelings constantly. Now the Mutalisks are dealing a lot of damage to Robin's economy right now though, so I think Kana can afford to lose this fourth base. It's better to just save up your army than try to save a fourth base they don't really need. So just give up that, try to get Banelings instead, and just overwhelm. Yeah, very true, he's got more units lost, but still he's been mining so much more. Kana shouldn't be in any trouble right now. He should have just been making units, but it's been pretty high on the bank in general, so either way, Kana on the back of this has been wrecking everything. Worker skills up to 34 right now, and Robin has been forced to pull away a lot of harvesters. Oh, pull away, what am I saying? He tried to pull away, but it's just lost everything because he had nothing at home to defend. So now Kana is up 90 supply, and he's gonna take down these rocks. Oh my god, he's gonna pick off all of these medevacs. Do they have boost available? They do, but it's not using it right now. Oh, and there we go. Picked off a full medevac, I think. And now Connor is just moving in here. And yeah, he was just playing it a bit too greedy, taking a few too many risks. But in the end, Connor able to overwhelm his opponent. So, 2-1. Yay! I've seen so many 3-0s, so it's great to see finally another 2-1 coming in. Great to see so many people here. A lot of fun. And we are on a 5-minute stream delay, so that's why my responses to the chat are pretty off. Robin. Okay, either way. Okay, looks like Chuck Dickens is going to be leaving right now, but still, it's a 2-1. We got more games coming in, don't you worry. Let's okay, cool. Added Zuckerman as a moderator to the chat. So yeah, that was a pretty straightforward game in general, not really a whole lot to talk about. It was just that Connor was more on point with his macro. He had a more planned out build, I think, and just in general was a better player. So I think that's kind of what settled the game. Looks like someone is going to be creating a game though. Lovely to see. I love to cast. So perhaps a couple of new folks have joined. I don't want to pour myself out, but it would be great if you left a follow on the channel. I'm going to be here every Sunday. So if you're interested in what I do, it would be great to leave a follow. Okay, I think we're all ready to go into our 4th game of the night. This is going to be, yeah. And, ooh, this guy. How good is he? Hard to determine, really. It looks like we're going to have a fairly even matchup right now. Apple has got a gold dude in here who has been in platinum a lot of times. 8 times, actually. And Bungie is sending out a dude who has been in gold before, but is currently not. He's currently on ranked, so we will see. I'm going to bet my money on our Apple dude here, but anything can happen in StarCraft 2. Okay, there we go. Countdown has begun for our 4th and potentially final game. The previous game was potentially final game as well, but who cares? We're loading into Inferno Pools. Not a favorite map of mine. I have this vetoed, I think, for all races. Just because I don't like... First of all, I don't like large maps that much. And second of all, I think it's just pretty weird to play. I think it's Terran favored in a lot of ways. And I think even the map designer, I think I saw this on Reddit, the map creator actually intended for this map to be Terran favored. But either way, Bungie currently have a score of 1 and Apple have a score of 2. So, spawning in the top right side, representing Bungie, it's going to be Space Wizard. And at the bottom right, representing Apple, oh my god, this is going to be so difficult. We have JTJDT. We're going to call him DT. DT. It's going to be so hard. Oh my god. So it looks like these guys are going to have a chat about life or something. I don't know. Looks like they're really friendly though, which is a lot of fun to see. I don't have the APM for that. So TVP on this large map, I don't really know what to make of it. Just an absurdly large map. That's all I have to say, really. And Reapers aren't that good. You have this sort of alright jumping thing. Oh, you have this as well. You see how little I've played this map? You see why I don't know anything. Uh, Reapers, now I actually believe in Reapers on this map. Because as a turn player, you can travel quickly. Boom, down here, and up here, and then you're here. So, I do take that back. Reapers are probably pretty alright on this map, at least. But Space Wizard is going to be delaying that gas for quite a bit. It's up to 40 supply somehow, while still having his barracks not finished. I think he just delayed his barracks a bit as well. And then keep an eye on that supply count. So now DT is going for the gate, following up with 1 gas. It's not going to go into double gas. Actually missed the chronoburst right there. It's not going to go into double gas, which tells me he wants to go for an earlier expansion. And nope. Not gonna do that just now. It's gonna get the cyber co-op before that, I guess. But you know, if you go into double assimilator, this is what I like to do as Protoss player whenever I play Protoss. Kind of get the ability to later on tech into whatever you want. Because I was watching Huck's stream, and what he said was, with 2 probes in each geyser, you get like 80% mining. 80% mining efficiency, and then with the final you get like the final 20% when you add a 3rd probe. So having double gas and 2 in each gives you a lot more gas without actually costing you a whole lot more in terms of minerals. So I like to go for double gas just because it gives me a lot more options going into mid game and late game. But DT right now, yeah, he's, or we could call him JD. No, it's DT. Going for that Twilight Council, and he's got a probe out here on the map as well. Is it gonna be DTs, or is it gonna be Blink all in or anything like that? Blink all in could be pretty alright on this map, but yeah, you do have the possibility to blink up here as well. So we'll see. I don't think DTs are going to be that great just because he's up against a Terran player. Sure, DTs can deal a lot of damage, but since there is scan available and probably an early engineering bay coming out as well, but he's gonna go for DTs, man. He's gonna go for it. So we're gonna see if I have to regret my words, if I have to take him back, but we'll see. Thank you, Sukiman, for that great compliment. Feels awesome. Complimenting my casting. Thank you very much. So we'll see if he can deal some damage with that. There is still no engineering bay up for our Terran player. He's gonna go for that factory before that. So I don't know. I would love to see an engineering bay. Usually they go down at, I think, this timing against Protoss, but I do think Space Wizard's build is kind of off. He doesn't have a command center just yet, which I think would have been added on quite a while ago. So either way, we'll see. The Dark Shrine is about to finish up right now. 70% complete, and it's up to 3 gateways. This is pretty planned out. It's got a forward pylon as well. I feel so bad for Space Wizard. I don't know why, but I just feel bad. Because this is such an awful build. It's just horrible to deal with. And it just feels bad when you don't have a scan available. You just... I don't know. I don't know. I feel sorry for him, and we'll see. The Dark Shrine is going to be completing right now. And are we gonna see the warp in? Next is starting as well for our Protoss player DT. Oh my god, he's called DT and he goes for DTs. I just realized how stupid that is. Either way, he does have a scan available to him unless he mule drops right now. And can Space Wizard spot this? It doesn't matter really. If he spots the ripple, I don't think he's going to react to it, because that is pretty hard to spot. Now DT is sending in one of his DTs to the natural, going for 1 in the main. You don't want to have him clumped up really, because 1 scan can take him down really quickly. But here we go. He dropped the mule, he spent it on something, I don't know. And now the SCVs are dying really quickly here. And I think DT is going for his standard build, perhaps, I don't know. And he's dealing a lot of damage with these. He's getting a tech lab and he's killed off a lot of SVs, up to 14 right now. More DTs are joining the fray as well. Space Wizard isn't that far behind in the supply count, and he's moving out across the map right now, but you know, it's not like DT can't warp in DTs at home. He's gonna be doing that just now, and 1 DT can technically end this Terran army. Can now scan, yeah, but you can't scan all of these together, because there's 1 here, 1 here, you know, you can get these, but sure, you don't have any army units either way. I guess he can scan, being offensive, but just, I don't know. The Marines get one sliced by these Dark Templars, and it just feels bad. I know this exact feeling. There's nothing Space Wizard can do. It just didn't have the units to deal with it. Just a supply block. What am I saying? What's it called? A build order loss in a way, because it didn't get the engineering bay, and if you don't have an engineering bay, you don't have any turrets up, you can't really deal with these DTs in any cost-efficient way. There's just no way to deal with them. And Space Wizard is now down to 5 supply. I was gonna try to go to the island, but there's already a bunch of core out, so technically she could get over there if she wanted to. But you know, there's nothing Space Wizard can do to get back into this game. There's really nothing at all. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait it out, because he's sure as hell gonna try. He doesn't want to die right now. If he loses this game, of course, Apple are going to take this series 3-1. And what's he gonna say? Well, double mule drop. That's a nice start for him though, and his V production as well. He's got 2 barracks here, but it's all getting spotted by DT as well. Is Bungie Core on the way over there? Not currently. I do think he has spotted this, and he's warping in a second pylon here. Please, Bungie Core. Yeah, there we go. There's a Bungie Core moving over, and as soon as that gets there, unless there are 2 Marines, one Bungie Core can kill 2 Marines, but it can't kill 3 Marines. So, if there are more than 3 Marines, or more than 2 Marines rather, Space Wizard it's going to be absolutely fine against this Bungie Core. He can't warp across that gap. No way. He barely has vision, but I don't think he can warp. No, I don't think so. Engineering Bay has now finished for Space Wizard. He knows what's up. He learned from his mistakes. But the Bungie Core is here now. Or no, she's pretty far away. Okay, that was the Stalkers. I thought that was the Bungie Core. No, the Bungie Core is getting over here right now, and unless these turrets are finished on time and in good positions, she's gonna start dealing a lot of damage. Stalkers are here, but there isn't really a whole lot for them to do. The robotics has finished up though, which is gonna give him the opportunity to go for that warp prism. First Marine getting shot down. Oh, you can easily kill 1 Marine. You can easily kill 2 Marines as well. Just stay out of the range of that missile turret, and you're gonna be absolutely fine. Now he's going to deal with this army as well, and Space Wizard, he has managed to get up quite a few SVs here, but ooh, you found me. Yeah, you kind of floated all your barracks over the pylons. Either way. Space Wizard, he's still going at it. War Prism is about to finish though, and with these cells in position, I think DT is soon going to be dropping in that base, is going to be warping in on that base. Well, we'll see. I'm still surprised DT isn't moving in with this much of core. He can just stay here and just kill off eternal SVs. I don't know if that's a word, but either way. Gold base coming out from DT as well, as you probably saw earlier. Charge coming in, trying to get +1/+1 as well. And I mean, DT is just playing this out as a standard game. But of course, he's super far ahead. 11 supply to 90 right now. It's even got +1 attack finished. In general, as a Protoss player versus Terran, you want to prioritize your armor upgrades, just because the Marines deal so much less damage against your Zealots when you have those armor upgrades available. So now DT is here with the War Prism. It's loaded up full Stalkers and is now going for the kill. Space Wizard, he can pull SVs, I guess, to try to hold this off, but he can warp in units as well. So it's going to be really hard for Space Wizard to hold this. Trying to get out of mine. I don't think it's going to be finishing, and there is going to be the GG for Space Wizard. And just a really strong DT build. Ended that game relatively quickly. So, Apple II taking that series 3-1 right now. So hang on, I gotta check out that. Oh my god, there we go. Gotta check out Space Wizard there, see how good it's been. Okay, yeah, he was in gold, so I don't think he's played as much this season, so. But I hope everyone had a good time sticking with me tonight. I think we had some pretty solid games, especially that first one was really good. So hope you had a good time. Hope I'll see you next week. Hope you've followed and all that good stuff. So we're up to 40 viewers. That's pretty solid actually. So either way, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you some other time. Bye bye.